So today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating blueprint for cybersecurity. It's one that's designed specifically for Africa's booming digital world, and it comes from a company called AXUM SEC. They're tackling some truly unique challenges, so let's get right into it.
Right now, something incredible is happening across the entire African continent. We are seeing an absolute explosion in growth. Fintech is taking off, e-commerce is popping up everywhere, and governments are pushing their services online. This isn't just a little bit of progress, it's a full-blown digital revolution, and it's creating massive opportunities.
But, with any great leap forward, there's always a hidden risk. As this whole new digital world is being built, a really critical question comes up. Is it actually secure? Because lurking in the shadows of all this amazing growth is a cybersecurity threat that honestly could bring the whole thing crashing down.
And that, right there, brings us to the heart of the issue, what we can really call Africa's digital dilemma. It's that classic conflict, The struggle between moving fast and building things to last. So here's the core of it. On one hand, you have this rapidly growing attack surface. Think about it. Every new app, every new online payment system is another potential door for cybercriminals to walk through. But then, on the other hand, the security programs are just seriously underfunded. Organizations are in a race to expand, to build bigger and better IT, but they're not putting enough money into protecting it. And that creates this huge, dangerous gap where all that progress is just left wide open and vulnerable.
But that gap, that's just the beginning. The issue actually builds into something much, much bigger. Because this isn't just one single problem. It's a combination of a few different challenges all coming together at once to create what you can only describe as a cybersecurity perfect storm.
Okay, so first up, you've got the human element. There's a huge brain drain going on, where skilled cybersecurity pros are leaving for better jobs overseas. For the talented people who do stay, there just aren't enough career paths. And then on top of all that, you have really low security awareness among employees, which makes them super easy targets for things like phishing attacks. Next, you've got the economic barriers. The big, enterprise-level security tools are incredibly expensive. Why? Because they're priced for Western markets, which makes them pretty much inaccessible for a lot of African businesses. This means they can't do adequate testing, leaving these massive security blind spots. And even when local startups try to step in and solve the problem, they really struggle to get noticed and earn trust. And the final piece of this perfect storm? It's the systemic issues. In many countries, the cybersecurity regulations are either weak or they just don't exist at all, so there's very little accountability. Companies also find it hard to even track and manage their security budgets properly. So you put all three of these things together, the people, the cost, and the policy, and you've got yourself a perfect storm of risk.
So, you have this massive, tangled problem. How do you even begin to fix it? Well, this is where AXUM SEC comes in, and their solution isn't just another product. It's a whole ecosystem built from the ground up to tackle each one of these challenges head-on.
The first part of this ecosystem is AXUM Bounty. You can think of it as basically crowdsourcing your security. It's a platform that connects a whole community of ethical hackers, the good guys, with companies. These hackers get rewarded for finding and reporting security flaws, so companies can fix them before the bad guys even get a chance.
The second pillar is AXUM PTAAS, which stands for Penetration Testing as a Service. Now, instead of doing one big, super expensive security test maybe once a year, this service gives you on-demand, continuous testing. It simulates real-world attacks, and it makes that high-end security testing way more flexible, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
Now, this might be the most interesting piece of the puzzle, the Central Financial Management System, or CFMS. This thing is the heart of the entire ecosystem. It's a secure financial hub for managing absolutely everything: budgets, payments to hackers, service fees, and get this, it supports global currencies, which directly solves that huge budget management problem we talked about earlier.
Okay, so those are the three big ideas. But how does it all actually work when you put it together? Let's take a little peek inside the platform.
The bug bounty process is actually beautifully simple. First, a company sets the rules and what they want tested. Then, the ethical hackers go hunting for security flaws. When they find something, they submit a detailed report. The company's security team checks it out to make sure it's a real issue, and if it is, boom, the hacker gets a reward. It literally turns hacking into a proactive force for good.
And the PTAS side of things is just as streamlined. You define your goals, and certified hackers start simulating an attack. But here's the cool part. Instead of waiting weeks for some giant report, the findings pop up on a dashboard in real time.
Your team can even chat directly with the testers to ask questions, and once you fix something, you can have them retest it on demand. It's all continuous and super collaborative.
And this is why that financial system, the CFMS, is such a game changer. It's the engine that makes the whole thing run. It connects every single transaction, from a company paying for a test to a hacker getting their bounty. This gives AXUM total control over their financial ecosystem and makes everything seamless and transparent for everybody involved. It's pretty brilliant.
So, as you can see, this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. This is a real company with a very clear plan. They don't just have a vision for a business, they have a vision for securing Africa's entire digital future.
And it all comes back to their core mission, which is just perfectly summed up in their tagline, where hackers, AI, and innovation unite for a safer digital world. That really captures the entire spirit of their ecosystem approach.
Which leaves us with one final and I think pretty provocative thought. If this model, which is so perfectly tailored to Africa's specific challenges, if it succeeds, could this be the blueprint for how we secure the digital future of all emerging economies around the entire globe? Something to think about.